Hey guys! Well, I made it. Today is day 30. I'm not going to go to 31 days just because I figure 30 is enough. You guys are probably getting tired of seeing my face. Either way, I made it. And it has been a very interesting month. I have to admit, there has been a lot of stress of how am I going to find the time to record today? But I made it work each time. Despite whatever plans I had going on, if my kids were just... I don't get a whole lot of time alone or away from my kids if they are not unconscious. So this has been a challenge, and most of the time that's why you see most of those videos were at night. And most of my videos will continue to be at night because it's the only time I can get to record. And I wanted to do more videos outside and whatnot, but if I do that, my kids are going to be with. And first of all, I'd be interrupted probably about every 15 seconds. And second of all, I don't really have the desire to have my kids on my YouTube channel. And it's more just because they wouldn't get a say in being shared on such a public platform. I understand that social media is also a public platform, but I feel like YouTube is more of a public platform. So, you know, I view my YouTube channel separate than my personal social media, and I'm sure many content creators feel the same. And I think YouTube also now has a policy where you can't comment if minors are present in the video. So, with that being said, you know, all that stuff aside, I am a little bit sad that I couldn't really get outside and film very much because I kind of wanted to do more things like that, but being a stay-at-home mom, it's really hard to get time to yourself. So, but I made it work, and that is the thing that I think matters the most. And what I've learned in this last 30 days of trying to do this challenge and trying to film once a day is I had to get creative and think of things that I wanted to talk about and still kind of have it correlate to spirituality and the overall theme of my channel, and B, get a little bit more authentic and raw. And I've noticed that since I've come back to YouTube, I have tried to mostly maintain a professional persona when I make my videos. And I just, obviously, you know, within reason, I'll preference, but I just don't think that's working for me. And I think that's something that I've learned through this 30-day challenge, is that once I started to show you guys a little bit more of myself, a little less guarded, not saying I'm going to bear all, because I'm not that type of person, but once I became less concerned about what I was saying or how I was saying it, I was able to be more articulate. And I think it gave me the confidence that I needed, and what I was hoping to accomplish by doing this 30-day video challenge, and hoping that I could continue to, you know, show you guys a little bit more of me. And oftentimes I did worry, are people who watch my channel here to know about me? How often is it acceptable to really talk about myself? And I wanted to be discerning about that, because what I hope to bring to my channel is to show you guys a little bit about myself, but also to provide my experiences with spirituality, and to provoke conversations within the community, and give you guys things to think about, and to talk about my journey with paganism. And this is all what I used to do when I was on YouTube previously. But now I handle it a little bit differently, just having a 10-year age difference between when you're 23 versus when you're 33. Life is very different. And, you know, I did do a video on that topic, which I'm glad I discussed, because I have changed a lot over the last 10 years. And I also feel like I've changed a lot over the last 30 days doing this. The other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about and I know I've mentioned that before throughout the course of this 30-day challenge, is keeping a promise to yourself. How large that is and how much of a difference it makes when you do keep a promise to yourself, when you see a goal through, when you see the fruits of your labor. It's pretty much like the Eight of Pentacles. Not every single pentacle that you create is going to be a masterpiece, but if you keep trying at it, you will find yourself in a different place than you were when you started. And I think that that's something that we underestimate so much, because we think it's not good enough. It's not good enough. We're our worst critics. And my goodness, guys, I am the queen of this. I am such a horrible critic upon myself that I actually stopped being artistic throughout most of my 20s because of some trauma that I experienced in this area in high school. And I sit here and think now, why does that even matter? What would it have been now if I had ignored that and continued to just express myself in the way that I was meant to? I feel like I completely stifled myself, and my drive took a long time to come back, and once it did, I stopped giving a shit. And it felt so good, so liberating. And that's kind of what this 30-day challenge became, in a sense. On a smaller scale, but it still is big for me because I am a shy, introverted person. Being on YouTube is difficult for me because I am so sensitive and I am such an introvert, and even at the age of 33, I'm a mother and I'm still working on my own self-confidence, and I always will. It's just something I always will be working on. But keeping this promise to myself, seeking out a goal, and really making sure that I set aside time for it was massive for me. And the other goal that I want to do that is very similar to this on a daily basis is daily practice. I know I talked about this in my Maybon video where you guys showed me draw my tarot card. And this was also the purpose behind Trish making me the beautiful travel altar that she made me, so I could sit at my table with my coffee every morning and have a little altar set up and do a little bit of a daily spiritual practice and spend just a little bit of time connecting. And now that I've gone through this, where I made 30 days, I've made a video for 30 days, I really have the confidence that I can reshape my schedule to make a daily practice happen even more so in the way that I see fit, even with my busy mom life. So that's the interesting thing that I've observed with this 30-day challenge, is that it has sprouted the seeds of confidence in me that have started to branch out in different parts of my life. And I think, okay, well, if I did this, then I could maybe do this or this. And that's why it's so important to keep promises to yourself, because you start to see things differently. You start to realize, I can do this. I can do this in many different ways. I can do this maybe this way today, or maybe that way this time. Or it gives you, it kind of pushes everything in motion. And I underestimated the power behind that. So I am damn proud of myself, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I did this, and I feel really good about it, and that feels good to say, because it's really hard for me to utter that sentence. It is really hard for me to say that I'm proud of myself for something that I did, but I am. And I encourage you guys to challenge yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be this way, although I know some people are now picking up this 30-day challenge as well, alongside me, because Imogen Walters was the one that kind of initially started it, and then I know the Cackling Moon, Rose from the Cackling Moon, was doing it alongside me this month, and then next month there's going to be a few others. I do believe Trish Beanbag Hegwig is also picking it up. I know for a fact that Brittany at Palm Tree Bewitchery is picking it up. They're all doing their own spin on it. which is great because I love seeing what you guys are doing with this. But it doesn't necessarily have to be pertaining to YouTube. I just want to encourage you guys to challenge yourself in some way, push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone and see where you go with it, and then reflect on it and learn. I just think it's huge. I really do. I think that what I have done is huge for me. It really is. And I can't say that enough. I honestly can't. And if you know me really well, those who are watching this that do know me really well, you'll know how big this is. So I did it. I'm done. So I'm going to take probably about a week break. But October is my favorite month. This is my favorite time of the year. So trust me, there's going to be more videos coming out. Now I do kind of want to open it up a little bit. If you guys want to see any videos from me in October that are specifically maybe pertaining to Samhain or the wonderful spooky season, please let me know because I love talking about this stuff. I did finish my altar video for Samhain. My Samhain altar is set up, so that should be coming up in the next day or so as soon as I finish editing it. And yeah, I did it. I will see you guys not tomorrow, but in my next video. Blessed be.